I caught my own mom unlocking the door to my house and introducing it like it was hers. My jaw nearly hit the ground when I heard her say, "This is the living room. We'll renovate this wall soon." I wasn't supposed to be there, but I stood frozen in the hallway as she paraded my brother's wife and a stranger through every corner of the place I bought in secret with my own savings. They laughed like they owned it. And that stranger? He pulled out a notebook, nodding, like a buyer, as if my mom was about to sell my home behind my back. Before I go on, make sure to hit subscribe, share this story, and turn on the bell, because what happened next will leave you speechless. I clenched my fists, listening as my brother's wife smirked. Finally, a property in our family worth bragging about. You really kept this hidden. My chest tightened. She didn't even know it wasn't my mom's house, and my mom didn't bother to correct her. Instead, she whispered proudly, "I've been planning to expand our name for years. This place is just the start." My knees almost gave out. This wasn't just a lie. It was theft. Every dollar, every night of overtime, every sacrifice I made to buy this house, all of it was being stolen in front of my eyes. The stranger flipped a page and said, "So you're the sole owner? No one else's name is tied to the property?" My mom glanced around casually, her lips curling into a grin. And that was the moment I realized. She was about to erase me completely. I stepped forward, and the sound of my voice sliced through the air like a knife. Actually, the sole owner is standing right here. Their heads whipped around, and the look on my mom's face was pure panic. My brother's wife blinked, confused, while the stranger lowered his pen slowly, studying me like I had just crashed an auction. My mom stammered, "Eloise, what are you doing here?" I forced a smile, my heart pounding in my ears. "Funny," questioned Mom. "Maybe I should ask you the same thing. Why are you giving a tour of my house?" For a moment, silence filled the living room, heavy, uncomfortable, exposing everything. Then my brother's wife scoffed, "Wait, your house? Don't joke. Your mom said she bought it." She gave me that smirk I'd grown used to since childhood, the one that always carried a mix of pity and mockery. I pulled the keys from my pocket and dangled them in the air. The metal clinked loudly, cutting through her laughter. "These aren't copies. They're originals. Care to try them on the front door?" The stranger's eyebrows shot up, suspicion replacing his earlier trust in my mom's performance. Mom quickly grabbed his arm, her voice trembling but sharp. "She's just confused. She doesn't understand how property works. Don't listen to her." But I interrupted, pulling a thick envelope from my bag. Confused? Or prepared? I laid down the original purchase documents on the kitchen counter, the deed with my name in bold black letters. The stranger picked it up, scanning it carefully, his expression shifting from interest to discomfort. My mom's face drained of color. She had been caught, cornered in her own game. And as she struggled for words, my brother's wife crossed her arms and muttered, "If this is true, then what exactly have you been planning, Mom?" And right then, I knew I wasn't just dealing with lies. I was dealing with betrayal that went far deeper than I ever imagined. My mom's mask cracked, and for the first time, I saw fear flicker in her eyes. She snapped at me, her voice low but venomous. "Why didn't you tell anyone about this house, Eloise? Were you planning to keep it hidden forever, like some dirty little secret?" I almost laughed at the irony. A dirty little secret? Mom, I worked 2 jobs, skipped vacations, and ate noodles for years to afford this place. I kept it hidden because every time I share my success, this family finds a way to twist it into their own. The stranger cleared his throat, clearly uncomfortable. I think I should step outside." But my mom clutched his arm tightly, desperate to hold on to her performance. "No, you need to hear me out. This house is for the family. She's Just being dramatic. My brother's wife chimed in, her tone dripping with mockery. Honestly, Eloise, it doesn't matter whose name is on the paper. You can't even handle bills properly, let alone own property. This house would have been safer in your mom's hands. My jaw clenched. She didn't even know the years of silent grind I went through. The late nights coding at a broken laptop, the side hustles, the endless rejection before I built my business. To them, I was still the underdog, the weak one, the embarrassment. But then the stranger spoke, his eyes locked on me. With all due respect, the documents leave no doubt. Legally, she's the owner. He slid the papers back toward me. My mom's hand twitched as if she wanted to snatch them. But she froze. And that's when I leaned in close, my voice steady but sharp. Mom, you didn't just try to take credit. You tried to erase me. So tell me the truth. How many more of my sacrifices have you stolen behind my back? The room went dead silent. My mom's lips parted, but no words came out. My brother's wife glanced at her nervously, and in that silence, I felt the weight of a bigger secret pressing in, one I hadn't uncovered yet. My mom finally broke the silence, her voice shaking but her words sharp as knives. You wouldn't understand, Eloise. I had to protect this family. Everything I've done was for us. I tilted my head, my chest burning. Protect us? By selling my house behind my back? By lying to strangers and pretending my work is yours? Her eyes darted to the stranger, then back at me, desperation creeping into her tone. You think you're the only one who sacrificed? I used your credit years ago, Eloise. That's how your brother got his loan. That's how your dad kept the business afloat. You think you built your life alone, but it was my choices that held this family together. My breath caught. Credit? Loan? Pieces of my life I never understood suddenly clicked into place. The years I was denied simple approvals. The strange charges I couldn't explain. It wasn't bad luck. It was her. My brother's wife gasped, turning to her. Wait, you mean you used her name? That's fraud. My mom hissed at her to be quiet, but it was too late. The truth was already spilling out. I stepped forward, my hands trembling, but my voice came out steady. So every time I felt like a failure, it wasn't me. It was you, draining me dry while telling the world I was worthless. The stranger cleared his throat again, his voice uneasy. This is a serious matter. I can't be involved. He shoved the papers back into my hands and rushed toward the door. And just like that, my mom's grand scheme collapsed in front of everyone. My brother's wife wouldn't even meet her eyes, shaking her head in disbelief. I could feel the room spinning, my heart pounding with betrayal and anger. But instead of breaking down, I stood taller. You tried to erase me, Mom. But guess what? I've been building something bigger than you can even imagine. And when I reveal it, you'll wish you never crossed me. Her face went pale. She knew I wasn't bluffing. And for the first time, I saw fear replace her arrogance. Because this wasn't just about a house anymore. It was about every lie, every theft, every betrayal stacked against me. And now, the tables were about to turn. The air felt electric as my mom tried to regain control, her voice breaking into shrill excuses. Eloise, you're overreacting. We're family. We share everything. I cut her off with a laugh so sharp, it made her flinch. No, Mom, you take everything. There's a difference. I reached into my bag and pulled out a sleek folder. Contracts, bank statements, and an official letterhead that bore the name of the company I had built in silence. Laid the papers down on the dining table with a heavy thud. My brother's wife leaned forward, her eyes widening as she read the header. Wait, this says you're the CEO. And these numbers... Her voice trailed off. I stepped closer, my voice calm, but carrying the weight of years of silence. Yes, while you all laughed at me, While you called me a failure, I was building a tech company that now clears more money in a month than you've seen in your life. And this house? It's only one of 3 properties I own. My brother's wife's jaw dropped. The color drained from my mom's face completely. She stumbled back, her hands shaking as if the ground beneath her had vanished. I pressed on, every word deliberate. You used my credit, you stole my future, you tried to erase me. But guess what? You can't erase someone who's already written her own success story. Tears welled in her eyes, but I didn't stop. You wanted to sell my house? Go ahead. And tell the neighbors. Tell them your daughter is the owner of the fastest growing company in the city. Tell them you tried to steal from me and failed. The room went still. Everyone staring at me. But I felt nothing but freedom. The underdog. They mocked was gone. I wasn't their burden anymore. I was their nightmare. Proof they couldn't control me. And as I grabbed my keys and walked out the door, leaving my mom in stunned silence, I felt the sweetest revenge of all. Not anger, not shouting, but knowing I had finally won. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't destroying them. It's showing them you never needed them in the first place.